Good afternoon. My name is David Barnes. I'm the Chief Legal Officer at Electricities. It's my pleasure this afternoon to introduce Senator Harry Brown. And the way I'd like to do that is three numbers, 40, 6, and 6. In February of next year, Harry Brown will have been selling cars for 40 years. He understands free enterprise, he understands providing jobs, and what it takes to do business in North Carolina. 6, he represents the 6th Senatorial District, which encompasses Jones and Onslow County. For you geographically challenged people, that's Jacksonville and Camp Lejeune. 6, he's been his 6th term in the Senate and has risen up into the leadership. He is currently the Majority Leader, co-chair of the Appropriation and on the Rules Committee. Please join me in welcoming Senator Harry Brown.
Thank you, David. I think last year I said it's always good to be in front of a lot of business people. When you're in business like I am, people understand just the challenges we face each and every day as we run our businesses, and how tough it is, and the rules and regs we have to follow. And I just can't thank you enough for all that you do and all the good ideas you bring to us as legislators to make our jobs a little bit easier. Business, I think, has gotten tougher. It's more competitive than ever, but business owners know how to get it done, and I just can't thank you enough. I also have some Senate colleagues here today. I'd like to ask for them to stand so you can recognize them. We've got a great team that works hard together, and Senator Ford gets to follow me, and I appreciate the good work he does. We don't always agree, but I think he and I can honestly say we agree just about all the time, because he's a good business guy and understands how to run a business as well. And Lieutenant Governor Forrest and Speaker Moore, good comments. You touched on some things I wanted to touch on. First of all, the budget. It was a long session, and it was a tough budget. But in the end, I think it was a very good budget. I think we did a lot of good things and accomplished a lot of goals that I think we all had set out to do as we began the session. I know all of you hated to see us leave on the last day of September, and I know you just can't wait for us to get back. But it was a long one, and I think it wore on all of us. But it's always good to see friends, and and I think about in those filings taking place. I know Senator Apodaca and Senator Rucho have decided to retire, and I know you're going to miss both of those to the utmost. And I know I'm going to miss them. Those guys did good work, and they were hard workers. And, Tom's sense of humor and Bob's just vision on tax policy, I think, is second to none. Talking about things we did in the budget, the rainy day fund, I think about that. Over $1 billion now in the rainy day fund. I think we're all know that next recession is coming one day. So the better we can do as a state to prepare for it, the better off we'll be. And I think that was key. Tax reform, we do it 2 years ago. I think everybody thought we'd leave it alone, but we didn't. We tackled it again this year and moved it forward a little bit more, lowered our rates. We went from 44 to 16. I think we'll probably drop down to somewhere around 13th or 14th in the nation as far as tax policy goes when all those numbers come in. So again, good work. It's put North Carolina in a position to recruit. Secretary Scavarla, I know it's made it easier for your job to tout our tax policy in the state. I've always said that when you're not competitive on the front end, you don't know what you miss. And I think that's exactly what was happening in North Carolina because of our tax policy. We don't even know what we missed because we weren't competitive. And because of the things we've done now, the corporate rate lowest in the Southeast, personal income tax rate the lowest in the Southeast, we're now the leader in that area, and I think it surely helps us recruit good businesses to this state and moving forward. Transportation was key. A lot of legislators have talked about getting rid of that transfer from the highway fund to the general fund. Well, this legislature can say that we did that. And Tim touched on it, close to $400 million in transportation, more in transportation. About half of that to new projects, about half of that to take care of our existing roads and bridges. I think that will be key moving forward in the state of North Carolina as we try to recruit new businesses and as the state continues to grow. Education. Beginning teachers 2 years ago made $30,900. Today they make $35,000. You hear a lot of news about teachers leaving the state of North Carolina. I think we've done a great job in trying to take care of our teachers and give them pay raises where North Carolina now is attractive for teachers, especially beginning teachers. And I think this legislature intention is to continue to do that. 5 years ago, we spent $7.1 billion in education, K-12 education. This budget will spend $8.5 billion in K-12 education. I think that's good work. Medicaid reform we touched on, and as you know, as an appropriations chair, it was the absolute driver of the budget. It has been. Hopefully with our reform in Medicaid, now we can have some predictability that will help us through the budget process, and I know that is important for all of us as we try to put those priorities together when we put a budget together and just make things the best we can for this state. I know for me, I tackled an issue that everybody agreed on, sales tax. Nobody disagreed on how I wanted to take care of sales tax. And, but that's an issue that I think was worth bringing up, because for those that represent rural North Carolina, I can tell you it is a true challenge. And back in '07 when Medicaid reform, or not Medicaid, well, Medicaid reform did take place where we took the counties out of Medicaid business, that formula changed, and I can honestly say it hurt about 80 counties in this state. Now, how we fix that, we can have a debate, and I think we had a pretty good debate this past session. But I can promise you there are a lot of counties out there that can't build schools. We got some counties that pay teacher supplements up to $6,000, but yet we got 8 counties that pay zero because they don't have the money to pay a teacher supplement. Now, how do you compete when you got a county, maybe 2 counties over paying $6,000 and you can't pay anything? How do you get the best teachers in your classrooms? I don't think you can. So it's an issue we've got to continue to work on and tackle. As you know, counties are responsible for school construction. I happen to have a county that 1 cent in property tax generates $75,000. So somebody tell me how you put a bond package together when 1 cent is $75,000. How do you build a school? You can't. And we've got a lot of counties in that position. So it's something we've got to continue to look at and figure out a way to address. Also, they're responsible for their jails. They've got to take care of their courthouses. Those are county functions that they have to do. All counties do, and some of them have no way to address those issues. So those are the type things that I hope this past session I was able to bring forward and have a debate, and we'll continue to do that, because I think if you, and it's not a popular word, but I think you do create 2 North Carolinas when you have several counties that are doing well and some that are just really, really struggling. And we've got to figure out how to fix that. And I think it's a priority that I surely have taken on, and something we'll work on as a team as we try to figure out these tough issues. They're never easy. They're tough, but I think we can all work through them and try to find some common ground and get there eventually. Again, thanks for letting me be here. I appreciate what you do each and every day. You do great work. The foundation has been, I think, a leader in the business community for a long time. I wish you all have a great holidays and a Merry Christmas. So thanks so much.